Hello everyone, you're watching Newegg TV. I'm Jennifer, and today I'm going to be giving you an overview of the DeathStalker keyboard by Razer. Alright, let's take a look at everything in the box. First up, we have our packet of information from Razer, and inside here you get a master guide for this keyboard, which is much better than a quick start guide because will actually walk you through all of the different setups as I'm about to do for this keyboard. It's pretty complicated. So definitely take a look at that and read it while you're setting up. You get your congratulations letter from Razer, an invitation to join Synapse, but actually you are required to use Synapse 2.0 with this product. It's the only way it'll work, and I will demonstrate that for you in a minute. And then you get the regular quick start guide. Also, because there is an LCD touchpad on this keyboard, you get a little screen protector for that, and I will demonstrate how to install it for you, and some Razer badges. Alright, so talking about just the physical features of this keyboard before we get too complicated. We have 6 feet of braided cable ending in 2 gold-plated USB connectors. Taking a look at the key face, we have chiclet style keys, macros keys over on the left side. Coming across the top, we have some media control keys, then some special keys over here, which has to do with all of this business, which is the 10 dynamic adaptive keys, which I'm going to talk about all of this in great detail in just a moment. Down here, we have a super grippy wrist rest. It actually feels almost sticky to the touch. It really will allow for good control and stability while you're using this for gaming. On the back side, we have rubber feet and some adjustable feet that also have some grip on them. Okay, so now let's move on to talking about the LCD screen and the 10 dynamic keys. Alright, so before we get started, I'm going to apply the screen protector on here to keep all the little fingerprints and scratches or anything that might go wrong. So this is the little screen protector that Razer provided. So I'm going to peel off tab 1, turn it over very carefully, not touching the side I've just exposed, fit it over the screen, push all the air out. It's great to have like a little plastic spatula or a credit card or what have you on hand. They're really useful for getting all of the air out from behind these things. Then remove tab 2, finish sealing it down. Okay, now I can touch that more confidently and not leave stuff and scratches all over it. We do appreciate these products, so we want to take care of them. Okay, now, I guess first let's start with the LCD touchscreen. So you notice here we have left and right mouse click buttons, like a regular touchpad you might find on a notebook or on a similar keyboard with an integrated touch panel. This is a 4.05-inch display, and it's a full-color LCD with 800 by 480 screen resolution. The active touch area is 89.2 millimeter by 53.6 millimeter, and this is a 4-point multi-touch gesture area. By that meaning, like, you can use, there's different gestures from each side that can help you scroll through pages, go left and right through pages. I'll demonstrate that for you once we get it all plugged in and set up. So just above the LCD touchscreen area, we have the 10 dynamic adaptive tactile keys. That is a big, complicated way to say that these keys connect to different applications, and you can program several different applications to each key. When I plug the keyboard in and demonstrate it for you, you will see different icons that you'll recognize. You'll see things such as an icon for Facebook and Gmail and Twitter and YouTube. And basically what this allows you to do is interface directly with applications straight through the LCD screen built into the keyboard. There's also a 10 key touch device application. So if you touch the 10 key, it'll turn the keypad here into a 10 key. Also, these are completely programmable to different games. So I have set up in the Synapse 2.0 already, a few different games that have connecting applications to this keyboard, and I will demonstrate for you how that works and what that looks like. The faces of all of these keys are customizable. You can set up your own icons for each one, and there's several different pages. It comes pre-programmed with several pages of icons, but you can load your own. Also, the background of the LCD screen can be set to your own background or one of the various backgrounds that comes preloaded. So why don't I plug it in now and show you some of these features. All right, so I've already logged into the Synapse software here. You're going to have to download Synapse 2.0 and start an account. It's pretty simple. You just enter an email address and then verify it. And then you can access all of these features. So under the keyboard, we have Customize, Lighting, Gaming Mode, Settings, and Apps. Under the Customize board here, we have Select a Profile. So here's where you would set up profiles. If you wanted a new one, you would hit plus, and then you can name it, write a shortcut for it, and link it to a program. So under each profile, you can dictate what the dynamic adaptive tactile keys over here will be. Under the default, page 1 is just a 10 key, and then page 2 is blank. Also, these will have all of the hotkey buttons for social media, YouTube, and Gmail on the default screen. So here's the macro key, and then the dedicated entering game mode key, and then the Razer key, which controls what page you're on in the tactile keys over here, the dynamic tactile keys over here. Okie doke. So taking a look now at the lighting, you can adjust the keyboard brightness, spectrum cycling, you can set the Switchblade User Interface brightness, and also switch it all to off if you don't want that. Under gaming mode, so this is when you touch the dedicated gaming mode button, what's going to happen. You can disable certain keys, the Windows key, Alt and F4, Alt and Tab. And under settings, we have switch to trackpad power saving mode when the computer is locked. And so that disables the trackpad and all of the dynamic keys. Now under apps, this is where you can change the available apps that are connected to the dynamic keys. So over here, I can choose Get More Apps, and then it'll give me a list of available apps for the DeathStalker. So I can choose Star Wars Old Republic Combat Logger or Skyrim Trackpad. There's a few different ones. Here we can add Team Fortress 2 to the trackpad. So I'll select that and click install. It's going to prompt me, yes, I want it to install. Now it's going to update, go back to apps. Okay, so now I have Team Fortress 2 trackpad available. So I'm going to scroll over to an available key and simply drag and drop it right onto that key. And now when I show you the tactile keypad, or I'm sorry, the dynamic keypad, you'll see that I have Team Fortress 2 trackpad as an option. All of these different logos and icons that you're seeing are changeable. You can, if you don't want to have, for instance, Battlefield 3 as your key for that, you can set it to one of the preset icons or upload your own icon to set all of these different buttons to whatever you like. Also, you can change the background of the trackpad. Okay, so let's exit here. I'll save my work and then exit. Okay, so if we come over to macros, here's where you can do all of your macro programming by simply, selecting a macro. You want a new one, macro 1, choose record, set your keyboard functions, and then assign it to one of your macro keys over on the left. Okay, so I think that takes care of going through the setup in the Razer Synapse. So now let's get a shot of the actual dynamic buttons and the trackpad. All right, so now we can take a look at what all the fuss is about. These are the 10 dynamic adaptive tactile keys, and you can see the little widget icons displaying here through them now. And so this is the kind of the default screen. If you touch the trackpad here, you get, or the trackpad widget button, you get the 10 key up at the top, and then can send it back with the Razer button. Now, the apps that I showed you before are accessible when you have those games open. So if I opened Battlefield 3, for example, it would offer me all of the different widgets that are available with that app. So there is a list of games available. Not every game has a app that is compatible with this keyboard. So as I showed you in the software, when you're scrolling through, you can try to find your game. If they built an app for it for this keyboard and that's available, it will automatically change, which is why they're called dynamic keys, because it will automatically open that up with the game and offer you the keys that are part of that app. All right, but I can show you what comes pre-programmed. So here we have, as I showed you before, this can switch it to the numbers, and then there is a full 10-key calculator number pad, and all of these keys can turn into it'll just look like a 10-key, kind of boring, but there it is. Your macros programming, your gaming mode key, web browser, and then right here we have a little YouTube widget, so I can touch that, and then I get all the YouTube controls. Oh look, it's Paul. It's telling me how to build a PC. So that's kind of cool. This allows you to do walkthroughs, or I'm sorry, to view walkthroughs on YouTube without leaving your game, which is handy for obvious reasons, but you can also, watch a million cat videos or just watch Paul. Anyway, I should mention that you can't hear anything, but that's because the sound for this is transferring through the computer, and I have headphones plugged into the computer instead of speakers, which is why there's no sound, but fear not, you will be able to hear Paul talk if you play a video through the LCD interface here. So I'm gonna go home now and take a look at some of the other widgets. So we have, of course, Facebook and Twitter are available here, and then you have Gmail and a clock feature. You can take a look, and the clock is programmable a few different ways. You can do a timer or what have you here. And I think that pretty much gives you an idea of how these tactile keys work. I don't have, unfortunately, any of the games installed on this computer to show you how the apps might work, but I think you get the general idea, and definitely check that out if you have the games available with those apps. It really gives you a much easier access to some of those in-game features. All right, well that takes care of this product overview of the Razer DeathStalker Ultimate Elite Gaming Keyboard. If you found this video useful or helpful, please like it and subscribe to our various YouTube channels. Until next time, I'm Jennifer, and thank you for watching Newegg TV.